My name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to topic 3, transport in humans. Learning outcome A. Assess the role of human heart in blood circulation and the role of hemoglobin in the transportation of gases in blood under various physiological conditions. We are looking at learning activity BB, using probing questions to find out the learner's understanding of the importance of chloride shift in carbon dioxide transportation, understanding of oxygen dissociation in respiring tissue, ability to explain the effect of carbon monoxide on transportation of oxygen, understanding of the role played by the brain, sinoatrial node and atrioventricular node during regulation of the heartbeat. Transport of gases and regulation of heartbeat. Item 1. We're going to look at the importance of the chloride shift in carbon dioxide transport. During exercise, large amount of carbon dioxide are produced in muscle cells and transported to the lungs for removal. Task. Describe how carbon dioxide is transported in the blood. Explain the chloride shift. State the importance of the chloride shift in carbon dioxide transport. Describe how carbon dioxide is transported in the blood. Carbon dioxide is transported mainly as hydrogen carbonate bicarbonate ions in plasma, combined with hemoglobin as carbaminohemoglobin, dissolved in plasma. Explain the chloride shift. Carbon dioxide diffuses into the red blood cells. Carbon dioxide combines with water to form carbonic acid. Carbonic acid dissociates into hydrogen ions and hydrogen carbonate ions. Hydrogen carbonate ions diffuse out of the red blood cells into plasma. Chloride ions move into the red blood cells to maintain electrical balance. This movement of chloride ions is called the chloride shift. State the importance of the chloride shift in carbon dioxide transport. Maintains electrical neutrality in red blood cells. Allows continuous formation and transport of hydrogen carbonate ions. increases the efficiency of carbon dioxide transport. Transport of gases and regulation of heartbeat. Item 2. Oxygen dissociation in respiring tissues. A student measures oxygen level in blood, entering and leaving actively respiring muscle tissue. Task. Explain what is meant by oxygen dissociation. Describe how oxygen is released from hemoglobin in respiring tissues. State factors that enhance oxygen dissociation. Explain what is meant by oxygen dissociation. Oxygen dissociation is the release of oxygen from oxyhemoglobin. Describe how oxygen is released from hemoglobin in respiring tissues. In respiring tissues, oxygen concentration is low. Carbon dioxide concentration is high. The blood pH decreases. Hemoglobin releases oxygen readily, and oxygen diffuses into tissues for respiration. State factors that enhance oxygen dissociation. High carbon dioxide concentration, low pH, high temperature, low oxygen partial pressure, or Bower's effect. Transport of gases and regulation of heartbeat. Item 3. Effect of carbon monoxide on oxygen transport. A man exposed to generator fumes becomes unconscious despite normal breathing. Task. Explain how carbon monoxide affects oxygen transport. Name the compound formed between carbon monoxide and hemoglobin. Explain why carbon monoxide poisoning is dangerous. Explain how carbon monoxide affects oxygen transport. Carbon monoxide combines with hemoglobin. It prevents hemoglobin from carrying oxygen. Name the compound formed between carbon monoxide and hemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin. Explain why carbon monoxide poisoning is dangerous. Carbon monoxide has a higher affinity for hemoglobin than oxygen. Very little oxygen is transported. Tissues suffer from oxygen deficiency, hypoxia, may lead to unconsciousness or death. Transport of gases and regulation of heartbeat, item 4. Let's look at regulation of heartbeat by the brain and cardiac nodes. During exercise, a student's heartbeat rate increases but slows down after resting. Task. State the role of the brain, sinoatrial nodes and atrioventricular node, AVN. Explain how the heartbeat rate is increased during exercise. Explain how the heartbeat rate is reduced during rest. State the roles of the brain, sinoatrial node and atrioventricular node. The brain, or medulla oblongata, it contains the cardiac control center, regulates heartbeat via autonomic nerves. Sinoatrial node, SAN. This initiates the heartbeat. It acts as the pacemaker. Atrioventricular node, AVN. This receives impulses from SAN, delays impulses before passing them to ventricles. Explain how the heartbeat rate is increased during exercise. Increased carbon dioxide stimulate chemoreceptors. Cardiac center activates sympathetic nerves. Sympathetic nerves stimulate SAN. Heartbeat rate increases. Explain how the heartbeat rate is reduced during rest. Cardiac center activates the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve releases acetylcholine, inhibits SAN activity. Heartbeat rate decreases. Transport of gases and regulation of heartbeat, item 5. Integrated understanding. Students are asked to explain how gas transport and heart regulation work together during exercise. Task. Explain how efficient carbon dioxide removal supports oxygen transport. Explain how heartbeat regulation supports respiration. State the overall importance of these processes during physical activity. Explain how efficient carbon dioxide removes supports oxygen transport. Chloride shift enhances carbon dioxide transport, reduces acidity in tissues, promotes oxygen dissociation. Explain how heartbeat regulation supports respiration. Increase the heartbeat rate, speeds blood circulation, delivers more oxygen to tissues, removes carbon dioxide efficiency. State the overall importance of these processes during physical activity. Maintains high rate of aerobic respiration, prevents fatigue, supports sustained physical activity. Marking emphasis. Correctly explain chloride shift. Describe oxygen dissociation and the bar effect. Explain the effect of carbon monoxide on hemoglobin. Clearly state the roles of the brain, sun, and AVN. Use accurate terminology and logical sequences. Conclusion. Efficient transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide depends on mechanisms such as the chloride shift and oxygen dissociation in tissues. Disruption of these processes, for example, by carbon monoxide, severely affects respiration. Regulation of heartbeat by the brain and cardiac nodes ensures that blood circulation meets the body's metabolic demands. Thank you very much for participating on topic 3, transport in humans. We've been looking on learning outcome A. Assess the role of the human heart in blood circulation and the role of hemoglobin in the transportation of gases in blood under various physiological conditions. We have been looking at learning activity BB, using probing question to find out learners' understanding of the importance of chloride shift in carbon dioxide transportation, understanding of oxygen dissociation in the respiring tissue, ability to explain the effect of carbon monoxide on transportation of oxygen, understanding of the role played by the brain, sinoatrial node and atrioventricular node during regulation of the heartbeat. If this has been useful to you, visit me at Mugabi Biology on YouTube.